Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. This is BSL 17 Hasuleague round of 16 Group A. The other side of the bracket, we got MrCat, who's gone pretty deep in BSL Hasuleague previously. He's starting at the 12 o'clock location as the red Protoss. Bottom left-hand corner, we got Zety, previous BSL champion, starting as the blue Zerg. He's one of those guys who ends up in Ghost League as well. I would not at all be surprised if the ultimate victor of BSL Hasuleague comes out of this group, because this group is tough. This is going to be on Apocalypse. 3-player map. I don't know why it reminds me of Tau Cross. It does. It also reminds me of Ascension a little bit, except it doesn't have... I mean, it has the similar kind of rampy map centers, but it doesn't have the... It's a much smaller ramp over the third as far as exposure, but it still has the massive drop space and a big, wide natural expansion. Just huge open area, which, in my opinion, makes 973, even if it's spotted... So, or I should say just Hydralisk openers in general, even if it's spotted, a little bit more viable. We'll see if that ends up being the case down the line. We have an Overlord opener, at least from Zety. We've got a Pylon waiting. And I'm wondering if MrCat wants to try to sneak out a straight Nexus play. So an Overlord's making its way top right. I don't see any motions to drop a Forge. And Probe is going to scout immediately to the bottom left. And he's going to see a lack of a spawning pool here from Zety. Zety moving a drone out. Yeah, I think he's looking for that spawning pool. I would not be shocked if this turns into a 11 or... Well, he's sitting on 10 supply right, or a 12 supply right this second. If this turns into a 12 Nexus, which is very rare in PvZ. It's very, very dangerous as well. So we are seeing a hatchery first. That hatchery wasn't delayed. But yeah, MrCat going for a Nexus opener, and I think he's just maybe hoping to catch Zety off guard. The problem is Zety sees this, and even with the late spawning pool, without sufficient, you need to be careful as far as the follow-up. And this is a wide base to do this at too. You have to be careful with the follow-up, because otherwise you can end up having, if there are saved larvae and a Zergling running at your base, there are situations where this turns into some detriment for Protoss players. It looks like we are going to end up with a Forge and a Gateway on front to provide some cloggage. I don't know if Zety's going to attempt to go for... It looks like not, because so if you're saving larvae for potential Zergling attacks, this is usually I think a few seconds ago is where you wanted to save. And so it looks like larvae are not being held back. This might turn into 3 hatch. Nope, looks like we're going to see... Never mind, we are seeing 3 hatch before gas in response, regardless. I have to look at my timer, and we are seeing 2 Zerglings, but not 3, not the full complement of Zerglings being constructed here. Overlord hanging out. We have a Photon Cannon morphing in. So actually, maybe the timing of it's just fine. I was thinking a follow-up Zergling attack could overwhelm this, especially without a good amount of support. But this is going to give MrCat a really, really strong mid-game economy to what he would have otherwise. So that early probe scout paying off for him, taking a lot of damage on it, however. And this is without Zergling speed as well, trying to retreat. He still hasn't discovered the third, although he should know that it's a 3 hatch opener by the timing of the gas. I wonder how many Zerg actually exploit that to mess with their opponents. Regardless, with this 3, I'm trying to think how you would exploit that overall, though. We have a Cybernetics core dropping out here, and Overlord got misrallied by Zety. And actually, this is kind of Danger Town. We got 2 Overlords in the neighborhood, so this might lead... So, if nothing else, this might force Hydralisks. Yeah, the Hydra Den was already building. But those Hydralisks are going to have to get there in a hurry, because this is 2 exposed Overlords. The second one sacrificing itself, well, potentially pseudo-sacrificing itself, making its way into the main to check out what's going on tech-wise back there. +1 weapons being queued up, 2 Zealots defending out on the front. And it looks like Zety is, in fact, going for a... We'll see if this turns into a full bust or not. He does have the... So we got 10, 10, 7, 1. So it's turning into a 10, 7, 2. Kind of like a 9, 7, 3. Just a little bit disparate as far as where the Zerglings actually are. The Zealots trying to move out to clear the Zerglings off the front. Stargate warping in. And yeah, the Hydralisks being able to make it to the front to defend that Overlord is actually going to be pretty key here, because that's a... I don't know that Zety can... I don't know that it'd be wise for Zety to overproduce Overlords to have a double Overlord kill expectation. And I think MrCat recognizes the strength of getting the 2 Overlords to start because he's marching these Zerglings way back, and I think he wants to delay these Hydralisks regardless to maybe open up. So he's got the Citadel of Dune warping as well. Maybe to open up a double Overlord kill. We have some Hydralisks now as the Zealots are retreating. But I do believe pushing that Overlord, so never mind. So Zety now going to redirect that second Overlord back towards the main and continue to funnel those Hydralisks forward. He is starting to drone up more behind this, but he's also added on a 4th hatchery. So this is potentially, so there'll be 10 Hydralisks out there, and their cannons are not in range at all, and we have no so if he wants to go for the bust here, might have paid off, because this is only a 2nd cannon that's been dropped from MrCat here, and he's doing a pretty good job marching and spreading against these Zealots. I think I overemphasized the risk of the 2 Overlords out in the open field here, especially with the Hydralisk opener, but now a bunch of Hydralisks making their way this direction, so I think, and man, the cannons are a ways away from all of this on the front. 5 cannons warping in for MrCat. I don't think he's going to end up with +1 weapons finishing. And he might need to drop some extra cruft. Yeah, he's dropping extra cruft to buy some time. Corsair, not well babysat by MrCat, so it almost gets wiped out. 2 health left on that. Single Zealot sneaks out, but now this is a very wide open natural expansion for Zety to attack. And honestly, seeing this configuration on this map, even with the spread like this, just attacking heads up where you can just kind of point and click and easily micro his way out. Looks like some of the Zerglings making their way across, making sure additional bases weren't snuck elsewhere. And there's only a single pylon defending 2. So with a little bit of heads up, Zety could run in, snipe the pylon. Looks like he's not focus firing the cannons, just attack moving the Hydralisk. It looks like the probe's now being pulled off the line, but I think that's, yeah, easily going to be able to wipe that out. Probe's not going to be sufficient defense, and there's GG. So game 1 solidly goes to Zety. We'll see if MrCat can stage a comeback in game 2. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.